Dom, I'm Dan.
And I'm Dudley.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Welcome.
I'm full.
You're full.
I'm so full.
Yes. You've been full for several days.
I've been giving thanks.
You have been given thanks.
Giving thanks by eating too much food.
Yes, it has been Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So happy late Thanksgiving to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I hope yours was well and
it was
good.
Okay.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the audience.
Oh, mine was good.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah, everyone cares. It was full of food.
You're full of food.
Food, and then more food.
Thanksgiving is probably one of my favorite holidays.
It is one of mine.
As
It's
a
right
big
up
foodie.
there. I like eating. And it's one of the few times where you have a good excuse to eat 3 meats. I'm pretty sure we covered this on the show in the past Thanksgiving.
3 meats?
The
Yes.
3 meats.
Yeah, I think we have.
Because you got to get the chicken, turkey, and ham. You
Yeah.
know. A very few meals get you all that in one go. And, yeah, some kind of bacon. Get some bacon in there, too. So, it's pretty good. Pretty good. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go find our past Thanksgiving episode. I'm sure we talked about it. I don't really remember. It was over a year ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
And if we didn't talk about it last year, we talked about it the year before that.
Yes.
Or maybe we should just talk about it again. It's a good subject.
It's a good subject. Food in general is a good subject. Yes, it's been very wonderful because I am miserable right now from eating entirely too much food and leftovers. I was eating leftover pie just a minute ago.
I was eating my favorite dessert.
It's not a good dessert.
It's the wonderful
It
dessert.
is not.
It's a wonderful thing called
We talked about it on this show, I believe.
Hello Dolly.
Yes.
And
And everything about it is wonderful,
It is
except it
we have
has
not talked
coconut.
about it on the
Yeah,
show.
I'm pretty sure we have talked about Hello Dolly on the show.
No.
As much as you like them.
I really do. It's my favorite thing.
It would be wonderful if it just wasn't for the coconut.
Oh, the coconut's what brings it all together.
Nope, it's not. The
It's
Eagle
not
brand.
like you can't even really taste the coconut.
Yes, you can.
No.
It just sits there on top, being gross.
And being delicious.
Nope.
For those who don't know, Hello Dolly.
It's
graham crackers,
chocolate, Eagle brand.
Coconut, pecans.
Oh yeah, and
Eagle
pecan.
brand.
Eagle brand. It would be everything about it is wonderful except for the coconut.
I was shown how to make it.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Not hard. Discovered one of the elements that make it wonderful. A whole stick of butter.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole stick of butter in the graham crackers. Yeah.
The graham crackers are a good solid foundation to build any dessert off.
Not really solid. I would call it crumbly.
Crumbly delicious. Good crumbly foundation to build a dessert on.
So you had lots of time. You were on holiday.
Yeah.
Did you play a lot of games?
No.
What are you doing with your life, Dudley?
I actually used the time to catch up on TV shows.
Oh, see, that was a mistake.
Like last weekend, my lady friend, Jess, she was out of town, so I was like, oh, I'm going to take this time to catch up on some shows that we don't watch together. So it was just like stuff I was meaning to watch, but hadn't had the time. Yeah.
And you had Red Dead just sitting there.
Yeah, I played it a little bit last weekend, and I talked about it last week.
Yeah.
And then Sunday on, I was just like, I'm gonna watch Netflix. And so I did that. And it was nice.
You understand we do a show about games,
I know,
right?
I know. And I do have a game to talk about.
Oh, okay.
It's a small game.
Is it? I'm looking at your notes.
Don't look at
now,
my notes. That's cheating.
And I see that it's a game
can't
that
look at my
I
notes.
introduced to you.
Yes. It's a little mobile game.
Yeah.
A freemium game. Called Little Alchemy 2.
Yes.
It has consumed me.
You saw me playing it.
Well, I didn't know what you were playing. When we were
I bounced
commuting
between
to
it
work.
and a couple other things, but yeah.
We were commuting to work last week. I could see you out of the corner of my eye doing something.
Combining things. It's a game where you start with the...
It's a very I would consider it a very loose game. It's not really a game.
No, it's not a.
It's I guess it kind of is. It's a game of discovery.
Yes.
So you start with the basic elements. You know,
air, fire,
earth, fire,
water.
And then you have to combine them. Sometimes with themselves. And
Yeah.
you take two things, you put them together, and it might make something.
Yes.
And so you're just trying to find all the different combinations to make different stuff. And as you discover more stuff, it opens up even more stuff.
Yeah,
and
it
so
grows exponential.
It's just
exponentially.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't speak.
It's just about combining stuff.
Yeah.
and
it's alchemy.
It's yeah.
Little alchemy.
It's
too.
kind of it's a fun mun.
A mun?
A mun.
It's a mun. I thought you were gonna say mundane.
No. It's. I was thinking fun and mind, like a mind game. So I somehow put it together in my hand. So it became
it's a thinky thing.
It's a thinky thing. It's the think. You know, like Winnie the Pooh. Think.
Yes.
Well, anyway, so you just sit there and look at the stuff you have and go, what can I put together? And sometimes I'm just like, put a bunch of one thing and I just start trying everything on it.
Yeah, how many, because it shows you how many there are.
There are 700.
How many do you have now?
300 and something.
Yeah, I'm halfway.
Yeah,
I have 350 or so.
I have brief explosions.
Yeah. Explosion is one of them.
Yes, it is. And it's like I'll spend a long time not discovering anything, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, get one new thing, and I'm like, bam, bam,
you'll
bam,
hit a nutrients, a vein of alchemical discovery.
Yeah, like I got human, and
that leads to a lot of things.
Unlocked tons of stuff.
Basically any job function that you can think of is in there. And then once you make those, you make all the job functions, then you just combine them with houses and you make buildings.
Yeah. I had a bunch of buildings already, and now I've had more. Yeah. But it's good.
It's fun. It's fun little
it's a time passer.
Yeah.
I'm burning through my battery.
Really?
Yeah. I just like sit there playing it for a long time.
I kind of got off playing it, and then I just opened it idly for a little bit, sitting on the couch, and my lady friend Sky was just like looking at me, going, "What is this?" And then she was watching me, and then so she and I were just like later we're just laying in bed, and she was just watching me try a combination and giving me inputs of like, "Oh, try this. It should be this." And then she got excited when I created a beaver or a squirrel or, something cute. I was on animals at the time. I had animal, and I was combining everything to it to see what animals I could get. And I was ending up with all kinds. I got a turtle.
Yeah,
I
have a turtle.
And I was very happy about the turtle. I like turtles. Turtles. I don't know if we covered that. I do enjoy turtles.
Yes, it has come through at points.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yes. It's why I like Squirtle.
So y'all's relationship is boiled down to you playing Little Alchemy and her watching.
Yeah, I mean sometimes it's other things, but
it sounds like
it's a loving relationship. Yeah,
of something.
Yes. We like to be close, and we like to just do things together.
Right. Do some combinations. Take two things.
I would say we have chemistry or alchemistry.
All right, you're being dumb now.
It's a dumb joke.
You're being so dumb.
Well, I would have been playing Red Dead if it wasn't for Fallout 76.
Yes.
And the Steam sales.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've looked at them.
I haven't.
It hasn't been too bad.
I got an email that had everything in my wish list was on sale. Yeah. And I was like, okay. My wish list is for other people to buy me, not for me.
Yeah. So I've been playing Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of smoothed out. It was buggy, kind of jittery, and I was having I would see unanimated monsters moving around, sliding, but.
In the pose.
Yeah, but no, most of that seems to have gone away. It seems to have kind of cleared up.
Yeah.
And so that's good. And I couldn't put my finger on it. I was like, it feels like a Fallout game, but there was something different, and I couldn't put my finger on it. I was like, it feels different, and I couldn't figure out why. And
Could you not put your finger on it?
I couldn't put my finger on it. And in fact, that's exactly what I wasn't doing. And what it was I was not putting my finger on was the F5 key. Do you know what the F5 key is?
Autosave.
It's the quick save.
Which I never use.
I did. In that and the Elder Scrolls game, I am, and it's not really a good thing.
No.
I am pretty constant with the quick save.
Yeah,
I've talked about it on the show. I'm really bad about quick save. Okay, I found a door. Quick save. Go through the door. Okay, nothing happened. Quick save. All right, I'm walking down the hall. Quick save.
See, that just sounds like it ruins it for me.
Well, and because this is an online game with other people, there's no quick save. There's no, I didn't like that, I'm going to revert.
Yeah.
It's
so
just,
you accept your consequences.
Exactly. Everything has more permanency. And
I mean, yeah, in a way, yes, but
it gives things weight. So when I caught a lung disease, it felt pretty serious.
Well, yeah.
I caught a lung disease.
You caught a lung disease.
I did. There are diseases in the game. It's pretty.
Well, obviously.
No. It more so than the normal games. Like it talks pretty heavily about things being infected, and you need to deal with it. And so I was wandering the West Virginia, and Country Road, and
take me home.
Yes.
To the place.
Yes.
Once below. Okay.
So I mostly have been kind of doing my own little things, wandering around, but I've been following kind of the main quest. It's very straightforward. It's not like a main story like in a full-on Fallout game, but it's more of a kind of thing that shows you around and also shows you how to do a few things. But it also has a story to it, which is kind of fun. And you're following the Overseer out of Vault 76, and following her audio holotapes and what she thinks she goes for, because she's from the area, right? So it's been interesting, and also as a source of experience points. That's mainly the reason I'm doing it. It's it helps me level up faster.
Yeah.
And so I was wandering around, and I had to go way to the bottom of the map to find the next objective. I did a few things on the way, and I come to this town. And I encountered something I had not seen before in a Fallout game. Mole people.
Mole people.
Mole people.
Literally mole people.
Big honking mole people. They were like the mole miners is what they're called. They all have cloaks. Like big cloaks. And they're real burly. And they have like a gas mask thing on. Like a breathing mask, and they carry guns, and they'll shoot at you and stuff, and they're really brutish and really pretty. Some of them are pretty tough.
Yeah,
and they're scary.
Yeah,
they got kind of claw-looking things. You looking them up?
Yeah, I'm gonna look up a picture of them.
Look up mole miners or something like that. I think it's Fallout. The mole, because it's a mining town. And it, of course, has mole people. Or maybe
okay, yeah.
Let me see. Yeah.
I got a picture of one.
Yeah, that's one. That's what it looks like. And it might not be a mole person. It may just be someone who's
it's a miner,
like a mutant.
They just look like
that have
miners.
Mutated into a miner.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, but they're scary. They were kind of alarming when I first saw them. I'm like, what is that? It kind of reminded me of the big broody things in Bloodborne. That we were talking about. That
there's your favorite thing right there. I just saw it. Let's see. Let's go back to it.
Are you talking about the sloth?
Oh yeah, look at that.
I have not seen a sloth. The giant sloth.
Those are your favorite, right? You love sloths.
No, sloths are fucking creepy. I don't like them. So yeah, that's.
Look at that thing. He's so happy to see you.
No. Put it away.
I'm gonna make it my background.
So I've been really enjoying it. It feels like a Fallout game.
Yeah.
Except I randomly encounter other people, and for the most part, they have been nice. Most time, I was in a hospital, sneaking around, gathering materials and doing stuff, and I came around a corner into a hallway, and there was another dude. Sneaking around doing the same thing. And he cleared out the other wing of the ghouls and stuff. And I saw him and I was like, wave.
Hello.
So you did a little emote and we were like, hey. And he was like, hey. okay. And then we went our separate ways.
And that was the encounter at the hospital.
Yes, hospital encounter. And I see other people, and for the most part, they're cool. I really have only had that one time where that one guy was being a turd.
Yeah. What's your language?
So
we don't use that kind of words here.
Oh,
we say shit.
A shit. He was being a shit. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It feels like a Fallout game.
I was reading an article talking about it.
Yeah.
And how it's not a bad game, and it's fun, but it's not really what they said it would be. Yeah. It's not
probably.
really because of the way some of the mechanics in it don't really lend itself to like it's kind of sold as more like an MMO when it's really not.
I never read it as an MMO. I read it as like more like a Rust type thing where you're out there
surviving. It's very much that
and
way.
It is a survival in that you have to eat and drink water, and you got to worry about how much radiation you get, but and you can build stuff, but I mean
it goes away once you leave.
I mean, more or less, yeah.
I mean anything you build in the game is when you log out, it's gone.
It's only there when you're playing.
And so. And I get that what this article is saying is like, okay, yeah, it's a fun game, but there's really no sense of community for it.
Not really. I haven't yet.
One, because you can't build stuff together because if one
everyone
person
has
leaves,
their own camp.
Exactly. If one person leaves, all their stuff goes with them, so you can't have like a community thing.
It isn't really set up that way. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish it was because like.
Yeah,
it seemed like
you could do some fun stuff with it.
Yeah, and maybe they're working toward it. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. But I kind of was expecting like I could build a shack, and that would be as long as someone was on that same server, they could see my shack whether I was there or not. Mm-hmm. But that's not the case.
No.
But I mean, I understand why it's that way because of the way the game's engineered, and they don't want millions of people in one world.
Well, yeah, of course.
They don't want
it wouldn't be very Fallout-y if thousands of
thousands
are running
because
around.
I don't really see people that often.
Yeah,
and you can look at your map and see where people are, but for the most part, they're spread out, and you run into each other every once in a while, which feels very Fallout. It's like okay. It would be. I mean, I haven't gone back to the starting area, so maybe there's more stuff going on there. Excuse me. That's the pie burps.
Yeah, that's gross.
So, I don't know. I think it is because there's no. I wish at the very least, if I logged into a game and it loaded my stuff, after I left, it would just stay there. So you could run in. Because I've run into people's structures, but not very often.
Oh yeah, because you probably run into them when they're still there.
Yeah,
or in the server.
Yeah, they're in the game.
Yeah,
and I'm sure people have gone to my little shack, and I don't know if they can do anything. I did encounter something that seems more permanent, though. I don't know if it's permanent or what it is. I don't know how it works because I didn't activate it. I found a thing. I found a workbench, not a workbench. What do you call it? A workshop or something.
So much knowledge right now.
In Fallout 4, you had the areas you could build in had the workbench thing that you go up to, the workshop or whatever they call it, and you can there are those things like that you can claim, and I guess you can build in it.
Well, I know there are campsites.
It becomes the campsite is your personal thing that you place down. These are
campsites that are in the game. That's probably what you're talking about. But
people can fight you for it.
Yeah, it's only owned by one person.
Yeah. And so it's a PvP thing. Yeah. And I was like, it popped up on my map, like, hey, claim this thing. And it was a really cool spot, actually. It was on this massive piece of equipment that was actually really cool. And so I was like, oh, that's really cool. But I didn't really want to mess with. Once I saw it was for PvP stuff, I was like, I don't want to mess with this right now. I'm in the middle of doing this quest, and I don't want to, So I've been really enjoying it. I'm just kind of wandering in the wasteland and, seeing scary things and trying not to freak out and not to die.
Oh. Well, if anyone else wants to get it, it's apparently going to be on sale tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Or today, when this comes out.
Really?
It's going to be $35 for Cyber Monday.
Oh.
Which is today.
Are you going to grab it?
Don't know. Maybe.
I mean, you might as well. It's a brand new game.
Yeah.
$35.
$35 is a good price.
That's a good price.
I don't know. I didn't think about it.
You should do it so that we can play together.
Yeah, maybe. maybe.
But I want to play together.
I've Red
That's
Dead
one
to
kind of a
play.
thing I would like thinking, yeah, it's been kind of distracting from me from playing Red Dead.
Yeah.
Which, the multiplayer for it comes out soon.
Yes, it does.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So that's going to pull me right back in.
But
it would be cool to have someone to run around in Fallout with.
Yeah.
And I don't have anyone right now.
No friends.
No friends. That's the problem.
Well, I don't want to be your friend.
Okay. Will you be my brother?
No.
Oh.
Not by choice.
Sad Daniel.
So Cyber Monday, that's what today is?
No, I still got games to talk about.
Well, we'll get to it in a second. I'm segueing since we,
Since you mentioned it.
Since we mentioned it.
Uh-huh.
We're going to have a sale for Cyber Monday.
We are?
All our episodes will be half off. Why are you laughing? We're giving to our fans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're motioning to a camera that's not there.
It's right there. Or it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Or so I was told it was there.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, half off.
50%.
We're gonna take a hit on our profits.
Profits? We don't have profits, Dudley.
I know.
Our episodes are free. Anyone can download them.
That's why they're now half off.
Uh-huh.
Because that makes them still free.
It sounds like you're just gonna take half the episodes down. Half of them are off.
Half off. Half on.
Get them while they're off. Or before they're gone.
Yeah. Get them while they're still here, and we change it again.
Uh-huh. So, I grabbed a few things that were on sale on Steam for the Black Friday.
Yeah,
the Dark Friday.
Dark
Friday.
Dark Friday.
Yes, it's a dark day for retailers.
Everywhere.
I stayed home.
I went out a little
all
bit,
day.
But that was mostly because me and my lady friend were traveling, and so she's picked up a few things, but not like early in the morning. We did it in the afternoon. It was not that busy, so it was fine.
I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I might have ran to town. No,
ran town?
I didn't even do that. No,
ran town.
I ran town. Nope, didn't do it. I don't think I went anywhere on Friday. I think I stayed home and ate foods and played video games.
That's a way to go.
Hung out with my lady friend.
So what'd you buy though?
I grabbed. You remember the old man's journey?
Yes, that's the Zelda with the old man, basically.
No, you're thinking of
Moonlighter is what I'm thinking.
Moonlighter.
Of. Yeah.
No, this was a game that came out a year or so ago. It has it's a side-scrolling game where it's really pretty art, and you have this old man who's on a journey. I saw it before it came out, and I had actually put in trying to see if they would give us a review copy.
And
well,
they didn't.
it was on sale for like $4 or something like that. So I was like, I'm gonna grab this.
Okay.
And it's really short.
Oh yeah.
But it's a nice little story. And it's really pretty, and it's got some fun little mechanic. You're playing this traveling old man, and it has like layers of hills and stuff it's like this kind of Italian countryside type thing, and so you have all these little overlapping hills, and what happens is he can move from one hill to the other if they connect, and you can pull the hills up and down to try to get him to touch so that he can move through them so you can get him to where he's going. Okay. And there's a whole sequence where you're on a train and you're pulling up the hills to match up the rail tracks, and there's all kinds of fun little things. And it's really pretty, and it has a nice little story. But you know what it reminded me of?
What?
You remember Pac-Man 2?
Yes. We've talked about it on the show.
The New Adventures.
Yes.
With the slingshot? It kind of reminds me of that. Because it's, you don't directly control the character. You don't you just click.
He just moves along.
You just click on spots and he goes there, right? Okay. Just like in Pac-Man, you shoot the spot with the
Pay attention. Go here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that, except this is how I would describe it. It's like Pac-Man 2 minus the slingshot if Wes Anderson had made it.
Okay.
Yeah. It had that kind of fun little style, and it's pretty, and it's got a little character and a good story, and it's good. It's fun. It only took me about an hour and a half, I think, to go through the whole thing.
Really?
That's it's really real short. But it was $4, so
should at least get 4 hours.
No, that was my scale, but it kind of breaks down once you get under the $10 range. It doesn't really work. I mean, because otherwise they have to pay $1 for this game, and I'm sorry, they put a lot more time into making this game than $1 is.
An hour? I mean, not that long.
An hour and a half. I mean, maybe 2 hours. I'm not sure.
Pretty short.
But it was rewarding. Like, the game mechanic was fun, and I probably could have gone slower, but I was just like, boop, doop, doop. And the mechanic's fun, and it's a beautiful game. It has a nice story, so I was fine with it.
You've said that statement like 4 times.
Well, I don't.
It's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful game, and it has a nice story.
It does. That's what I want to say about it.
Okay.
So I got that. Played through it all.
Mm-hmm.
Moved on.
Okay.
I got Nimbatus.
Nimbatus?
The space drone constructor game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I started playing it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And then I immediately got distracted. Because while I played it, and I was playing it a little bit, and I got a little frustrated because it's harder than it looks.
Oh, of course.
And I was like, well, damn it. And then I was like, okay. And I
well,
stopped
damn it, I'm a dumbass.
And I was just like, this is hard, and I took a break from it. Well, while I was taking a break, I was looking at
more games,
other games on Steam, and I discovered that Zachtronic, one of our favorite publishers.
My friend Zach?
Yeah, your friend Zach, who didn't tell you that he put out a game last October.
I did not know that.
He did.
Well, I will have to send him an email. Be like, hey, buddy, why didn't you let me know?
Yeah.
I want to play all your games.
Well, he put out a game called ExaPunk.
ExaPunk.
ExaPunk. EXA Punks.
EXPunks.
ExaPunks.
ExaPunk.
Yes. Punks. Punks.
Punk.
Like you're a punk.
Punk.
You punk kids.
Punk.
Yeah. And it's a hacker game.
Okay.
So it's kind of like TIS 100 or Shenzhen IO.
Yeah.
There's coding involved.
Yeah.
Which gets me excited.
Of course.
And just like those games, it comes with, instead of manuals like the TIS 100 manual and that one, it's a hacker magazine that gives you tips and tricks. And there's like multiple issues. And it's really cool. So you have like the code, and you're coding Exas, which is an executable agent. It's a little robot on the screen. And it's a little program in a computer. And so you start with your host, which is your computer, and you link into other networks, other systems. And it's kind of doing the cyberpunk, like Snow Crash, or you're dialing into like hacking stuff. And so you program the little executable, and then you send it off to do whatever you want it to do. So you're like making ATMs spit out money, and you're changing people's orders. You're hacking into emails and replacing words in it. It's cool stuff like that. But there's a twist. You're doing it because you need drugs.
No, well,
because
these kids.
You have a sickness, and you need this drug to keep your
addiction.
Well, it's. I mean, no, it's not that. It's your. Well, it may be a result of that. I'm not really sure. It's a little fuzzy. If I read all of the manual, I might understand more about it. But I jumped to the meat. I jumped to the code, and I wanted to get to work, and. It has sucked up hours.
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna have to get it from you.
Yeah, it's really good.
I really like his games.
I think it might be my favorite one with the full-on coding.
Okay,
Shenzhen was good. I really liked it, but I got a little bogged down in the electrical stuff, and it was a little too much math.
Yeah,
like
a lot of the coding ones, I get to a point where I'm like, okay,
yeah,
too
the
much
math
coding.
hurts me.
It's just
one
like,
is, at least not yet. It hasn't killed me. Like some of them have been difficult, but I have been able to work through them.
Yeah, I like the building contraptions.
Yeah,
versions
this one's
of his
closer
stuff.
to that.
That's cool
because you're building a set of orders in commands, and so you're putting in codes to tell it, okay, move to this node. Do this thing. Grab this file. Copy this thing. Copy this thing off. Move over to here. Put it over here. And you have places where you can store things. You can create files, store things in them, and it's been fun.
I'm gonna have to look at it. I don't even know what it looks like.
Go pull it up and look at it. It's really cool. ExaPunk. ExaPunks. It's plural.
Punks.
And there's also, you know how there is a game within the game.
Mm-hmm, as always.
Yeah, it's like a weird Russian solitaire thing, which is fun. But there's also a way you can make your own games in the game.
Really?
Yeah. There's a point where you get basically a Game Boy that someone brings you, and you can hack into it, and you can develop your own code to make your own little game for it. Which I was looking at today, and I was like, this is not easy. I kind of moved away from it, but that one was fun. The one that probably you have right now.
Yeah,
the UC Berkeley. You have to move in and copy data off a tape.
A tape?
Tape, and the way the way the tape format works is there's all the data's up front in code, and then at the end it says the file name and then where it starts and how long it is. So you have to search through the tapes to find that file name, find out where it starts and how long it is, and then go back and copy it out. Because it's all just code.
Oh, yeah, I see. I see the coding on the left here.
Yeah. You have the pie panel where you can create.
And then so you create the command here, and then the map is like the little robot's doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
It's really cool.
I'm gonna have to play this.
Yes, I spent a long time. In fact, at one point.
Why didn't you let me know you put out a game,
I told you this. I told you a couple of days ago.
I know you did, but why didn't Zach tell me?
Yeah,
I'm not talking about you right now. I'm talking about my friendship with Zach.
You should,
and how it might have been soiled.
I don't know. You need to talk to Zach and
send him an email.
His
personal email, which I did not get from the website.
I know it was funny because at one point, Sky woke up from her day napping and looked over, was watching me play this game.
Playing Little Alchemy?
No, she was watching me play this game, and I was just typing away, like coding away. And I looked at her, and she was staring at me, and I was like,
"I'm X-raying the computers."
I turned to her, I was like, "I'm playing a little game," and I said, and I was explaining what my code was, and then she was like, "So you're coding?" He was like, "What is it?" It's a game. It's a puzzle game where I write codes and I learn a coding system and I write codes to solve the puzzles. And she was like, "Why?" And I said, "Because it's awesome." Yes. And it's a lot of fun. And maybe I'm a huge nerd.
Yeah, I love Zachtronic games. They scratch such an itch.
It does.
It's a very specific itch in a very specific location. You know where it is, but it scratches it. It does it so well.
It does it really well.
It gets in there deep, and it goes, yeah.
And I keep thinking, there's no way you're going to make another game with these kind of mechanics and make something to it. But every one of them, it's fresh. It's the way he takes some of the things, some mechanics he's used before and applies it to something different and makes it really interesting. And on top of all of that, he doesn't just make a mechanics and throw puzzles at you. He builds a story around it.
Yeah.
That encapsulates it all and captures it really well. And
the last one,
I'm Shenzhen IO and Opus Magnum.
Opus Magnum
was
a great one.
Yes,
and the mechanics and story and that was so much fun.
It was. He just really makes really good stuff. He doesn't. If you have not checked out Zachtronic, which if you listen to the show, I can't believe you haven't heard of him because we talk about.
Well,
I mean,
okay, in the audience defends for not playing. It is a certain type of game.
It is.
And if you're not into those kind of games...
But go to check out their whole library, because I can guarantee you one of them will catch your interest. And they are... If you like puzzle games and you like building things, Zachtronic, you should definitely look at Zachtronic.
Yeah, you should know them.
You should know them.
But
yeah, it's given me a bit of a headache. I've been writing a lot of looping codes, and the one that nearly killed me, and I had to go get some tips because I was like, I don't know how to do this. I had to crack a password.
Oh yeah,
it's a 3-number password.
That's it, and you couldn't do it.
But no, you have to understand the limitations. It's 3 numbers. Well, not only do I need to find the 3 numbers to unlock the next node, but then I have to store those 3 numbers on a file, so I have the password written down. Then go over and grab a file off one of the file off one of the file containers and put it on that same file and then export it. So in my mind, I was like, oh, this is, I just have a number counter that just sits there and tries every number and until it breaks, right?
Yeah.
Until it gets in. Then I was like, well, how do I know when I've got it? Do I just run through the 1,000 numbers that it could be and then just go on anyway? Because I realized if once you put in the right one, it doesn't, like, close it back up, and you can keep running them. So I was like, okay. That seems like really inefficient because I'm running through 1,000 numbers every time. What if it's 002? Because each time you run it, because you have to run it 100 times, right? Each puzzle you have to run 100 cycles.
You have to do so many times to be successful.
They vary up from one to another. Each one may not be the same. So the password changes on every single one of them. You have to be able to account for any 3-number password.
Yeah.
And so stuff will change between them. So you have to program it to work in any scenario, which is really cool. And then I was like bashing my brain about it because not only that, but I needed to store the password as, it's 473 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not. I can't just store it as 473. I need to store it as 473. Well, I only have 2 spots I can store data with my Exa. One of them is X. I can store something in X. The other one is T. But the problem is, if I write any loops, like any true-false statements, it uses T to be 0 or 1. It puts a value in there, so it'll overwrite anything that's in there. So I only have one space really, and then I have if I have a file, I can store stuff on a file and I can pull stuff off of it. So that's one way I can get another data set, and I can have another Exa broadcasting one value at a time that I can grab.
Okay.
So I had to figure out how to using those limitations to generate 3 numbers, and I was struggling. And then finally, I went and got a hint. Yeah, I went and got a hint. I went and read somewhere and gave me a hint. I was like, "Oh, I saw this it's in the magazine. Just go and read through the magazine again. You'll find what you need." And I went, and there was this one little section called a swizzle, and I didn't understand it when I read it, and it took me 3 times reading it before I understood it.
Okay.
But basically, it's a way to taking like a 3-digit number and then breaking it into the individual values. Like each character as a value. So it's a way to manipulate, either change the order of a number or pick out just one number out of the soup. It's a weird way of doing it. And once it took me a second to get my head around it, just what it was, and then get my head around how to code it, and then it was suddenly working. I was able to kind of figure it out, but it was a hard one. That's why I was like, I spent a while on that one, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take a break from this and go play Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Where the worst thing I have to worry about is a giant sloth, which I have not seen yet, and I'm not looking forward to the day I do see one.
It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, no.
He wants to hug you.
But yeah, so that game's been distracting. And then I went back to Nimbatus and made some drones and got better at it.
Yeah.
And it's fun, and it's hard, but it's fun. The biggest thing I hate is gravity.
Yeah.
Because each mission is on a little planetoid, and you're like mining stuff, and there's giant worms on them that are trying to kill you. And
of course.
And, each one has a mission that you do.
All the standard stuff.
And you're gathering resources to upgrade your stuff. But the biggest problem I have is you build your little drone, and you program the thrusters to what keys you want, key bindings you want it to control things, to push it which direction. So you have to keep in mind what your orientation is, because W is forward, whichever way you happen to facing.
Yeah.
And then also the fact is, keep thinking, oh, I'll just make it this way, and I can just zoom around. Except when you get closer to the planetoid,
it pulls you.
It pulls you. So I'm like, oh, I'm just going to float here and mine this, except I'm slowly drifting toward the planet, which keeps moving me and bumping me off my axis. And I keep having to give my ship more and more complex controls to counteract it, which I guess is the point of the game. But
yeah, that's kind of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's like the whole game is like
fun.
Making a complicated machine to do a simple task.
I've been building a lot of things with a lot of games this week.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like
programming, building shacks in the wasteland of West Virginia, and building drones in the vacuum of space. Yeah, it's a good life.
It's a good light. I've been combining 2 items to make another item.
Yes. I've done that as well.
So that's about it on that. Did you play anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. That's all I want to talk about. But you need to get Fallout 76, and then we can play together.
Yeah.
You can come visit me in my shack next to the prison.
I don't know about that.
The mutants come down from the hill every once in a while and attack my shack, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
What? No. Let me correct that. They come down from the hill and they attack my generator.
Oh, it's too loud at night?
I guess. Multiple things have shown up. I guess they attack certain resources.
Yeah.
But I have a little generator that's powering a light bulb, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And I just built it because I could. Mm-hmm. And I heard a bunch of noise. I was in my shack working at my workbench, and I heard a bunch of noise. And I'm like, what is that? And I opened the door, and there's like 3 mole rats, mutant mole rats, attacking my generator. I pull out my pistol, and I blew them away. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to shut the door and went back to working. And then I heard gunshot. I'm like, oh, there's a fight going on outside.
And it was a mole man.
No, it wasn't a mole man. I opened the door, and I could see someone was up the hill shooting down through, like, the opening porch area of my shack and shooting my generator.
It's too loud.
They really hate my
generator. People are trying to sleep.
And
I running all their batteries.
And it was one of my neighbors, the super mutants who live in the prison, who had wandered down and started shooting at my generator, which is not very neighborly.
Well, he just cares about the environment, and you're ruining it for everyone. And he can't sleep at night when it's running.
It's during the day.
Yeah, well, why are you running a generator during the day?
I need light to work by.
No, you don't. There's sunlight, Daniel. Sunlight.
I'm kind of in a wooded area. In a shack. With no windows.
Yeah. Well, there's your problem. You gotta get that natural light in.
I need a more open concept.
Get that natural radiation glow shining through your window.
So I decided, living next to super mutants, they're just assholes. They're not very good neighbors.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
When, you just can't run a generator.
At the same time, there's stuff there that's useful. So I go in over there once in a while, clear out the mutants.
That's probably why they're shooting your stuff, because you keep stealing theirs.
Maybe. I go over and use the workbenches they have right there that I don't have at my
You may be the I Am Legend of the super mutants.
Maybe. Spoilers, Dudley.
That book is old. You don't know the end of I Am Legend by now.
It's also been made into several movies.
That are inaccurate to the book.
Yes, that's true.
But still.
But
if you don't know the ending of I Am Legend, you need to get out and read.
There's a big old fusion reactor there where I can get fusion cores from, which I need to keep running my
little generator, running your light bulb.
No, running my power armor.
I'm using the fusion power to run this light bulb.
Yep, I use a fusion power core to run my one light bulb.
It's an LED.
It'll last for a long time. I'm also growing a third arm. But yeah, I can go over there every once in a while and find a fusion core to keep my power armor stocked up so I don't run out of power for it. Otherwise, I got to carry that damn thing, and it weighs a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty much always encumbered if I'm not in my power armor.
Yeah.
And it's always the case with that game. It's just weird running into real people every once in a while.
Yeah.
In a Fallout game.
Yeah, that's what you said about Elder Scrolls Online. You're like, it felt like I was playing Skyrim, and then people would show up.
Yeah, but it was an MMO, so there were tons of people everywhere all the time. And I'm really glad they didn't go that route, because otherwise it would not feel much like a wasteland.
Yeah, when you have
hundreds of people running around going, well, we're out of the vault. We're going to build a new society.
Yeah.
I don't know why they sound like Mickey Mouse.
It'd be kind of cool if they had kind of an MMO, but like, maybe not massively multiplayer, just like sub-massively.
Minimally multiplayer?
Minimally multiplayer, minimally, multiplayer online. That way, you still get that vault. You can still have the community building, but there's only like 5 people. You're like, yep, we're all that's left. And that would be pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I kind of, I don't know, like,
And that may be eventually what they're kind of get with this.
Maybe they'll get there. I don't know. I'm not sure what their plans is for it. But I kind of wish there would just be structures sitting around that were other people's. I mean, I have run into it, but usually it's like, oh, it's that guy who's standing right there. And we waved at each other, and then I went on. Which is fine with me, because you get into, too much of the Rust stuff. And then the reason I don't play Rust is because people keep murdering me for not having pants. And then I can't ever get pants because they keep murdering me for not having pants. And it's that constant, like, I don't want to deal with people anymore because they're
So it's like real life.
No one murders me for... I have pants in real life.
Exactly. That's why you haven't been murdered.
Okay. But yeah, so
Your
I
parents
was a little
gave
concerned.
You pants so you wouldn't be murdered.
Yeah, I was a little concerned that it would be something like that. I was like, I'm trying to play this Fallout game, but this jerk these people just keep killing me.
Stealing my pants.
Killing me the instant they see me. And it hasn't been that, and I'm really glad for it.
Yeah.
So I guess it's trying to find the balance. And... I don't know. I'm enjoying it, so I guess it's doing something right.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that most people are really liking it. It's just not exactly what they sold it as.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
It's more, to be honest, it's more like a regular Fallout game.
Yeah.
You
have to also consider they're trying to do something new, and they're, building their, you got to start with something.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
They know works and then build up.
It feels more like a Fallout game than I expected it to. It's just more, rather than focus on one big story that kind of, I mean, they all had tons of side quests, but instead of having just people around, it's more about exploration and running into things like random robots. They're like, hey, you want to help do this?
Yeah.
Or hey, you want to join the fire department?
Are there fires?
Yes.
Oh.
There are always fires, Dudley. Nuclear fires. And I'm pretty sure I was on one server and somebody had nuked the place.
Yeah.
But I was all the way on the other side of the map, so it was just
So you only got the residual radiation?
No, I don't know. It didn't happen, I don't think, while I was playing. But I happened to look at the map and there was this big circle, check out, investigate this area. And I'm like, it was big, and I'm like, somebody must have blown it up. But I have gotten some codes. I have 2 sets of code right now.
Yeah.
And I ran into a door that had a keypad, and I had no idea. I couldn't even do anything with it. And I was like, is this something else, or is this? I was wondering. Then it kind of in the middle of nowhere, like it was in the middle of a bunch of like a.
The whole game is in the middle of nowhere.
Well, no, but it was like
called West Virginia.
In the middle of a factory area or something, and there was this little building, a little shack thing, and there was a keypad on the side of it. And I was sitting there going, "What is that?" And I thought it was just like a design thing, like it was just a decoration. And I went and I could interact with it, and I could. And
you didn't figure it out?
It wouldn't do anything. I obviously needed something to interact with it, and I didn't have whatever it was. So I was sitting there going, "Is this one of them? Is one of the nukes? Is this where one of them is?" And I was like, I'm going to remember where this is. And then if I can figure out how the hell to deal with it, maybe I will. But, yeah.
No luck yet.
No, I wandered off and did other things. Because I only have like...
And then I forgot my map, but I don't know where it is.
I know where it is, but I only have one piece of 2 separate codes.
Yeah.
So, and no idea where they are and where to get more.
So you're failing.
I mean...
Yes.
Sure, okay.
Okay, well, I don't have a whole lot of news.
Okay, but it was Thanksgiving. I'm sure there wasn't a ton going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of deals going on.
The deals.
So, go look
Steam.
at that. I'm not going to sit here and recite all the stuff
I mean,
you can get
and most
on
of them are
sale.
going to end before this episode goes out, so...
Well, there's all the Cyber Monday stuff, so...
Yeah, so that'll be going
which I'm looking at.
Oh, I bought a new case.
Yeah, yes, you did. I helped you pick one.
Yeah, I spent all week. I decided, I was like, I need a...
I know, it was annoying.
It was annoying to me. I decided a week ago that I really needed a new case. I needed something a little smaller and something that has better fan filters because there's a lot of dust in my computer and that's a problem. And then I need to get rid of the disk drive I don't ever use, and I need to just update the fans, do a lot of little things.
Condense.
Yeah. Condense.
Contract.
Yeah, no.
Condense.
Anyway, and I was like, I'm gonna just go find one I like and move on. I decided I want to get some color in there and some lights.
Get some flashy flash.
Some flashy flash stuff and have some, get something that looks real nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't find one I liked. I spent several days.
You found one you liked.
I did find one. I found one. I was like, oh, I love this case. I liked the design. It had nice tempered glass sides.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the vents on it. I loved the lights the fans that came with. Everything about it I really liked. It did everything. I checked off all the right checks.
Except for one.
Except I realized it was a full tower.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't need a full tower. That's way bigger than what I have now.
Yeah.
I need a mid-tower.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized it's a huge tower and it weighs 40 pounds.
Yeah.
I was like, no, not getting that.
Yeah,
I've
been there. I've had a 50-pound case.
No, it's
not fun.
Big pain in the ass. And so I was just bitter because I was like, I like this case, and they won't. It's a huge case, and it's funny because you start looking at cases. If you don't make sure to check the box that says mid tower, there's no point of reference.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I saw one super tower. I sent it to you.
Yeah,
it's this huge, massive
they had
server case thing, like bigger than half of me, and you can't tell looking at the picture how big it is.
No,
and it looks spacious, and that's about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And yeah, so I kept looking and could not find. And then I came this close to buying one case. I was like, I'm gonna get this one. And then I would look at one more thing, or I'd check out a review, and then it would say something I didn't like, and I was like, no, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, you have to be careful with some of them, because sometimes it's a good case, but there's like, the case I had before this one was a fine case. It was just a little bit cheap, and some of the screws stripped out really easily, and it was bent in one spot, and so it kind of like, the quality wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I was real thorough on the reviews on the second one, and I went for one that had a lot of reviews.
Yeah, I got to the point where I almost just bought the case you have.
Yeah.
Because it's a nice case.
Yeah, it's a really nice case. I really like it.
And it's fairly cheap.
Yeah, it's a reasonable price one,
Yeah. And so I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to buy because you have a white one, I'm going to buy a black version of the one you have. And I literally was about to get it, and then I was like, wait a second, I wanted to get, like, a nice
big
lighting, a big radiator with a bunch of lights on it and stuff, and if I got your case, there's no glass front, so you wouldn't even see it.
Wouldn't
so I was
be able to
like,
see
it would be pointless.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm done. Screw it. I'm not getting that one. And then I went back, and I probably spent 2 days where I would spend like a couple hours each day just scrolling through cases.
I think I even looked at I looked at a bunch of them for you as well. And when you were talking, you were driving me nuts.
I couldn't find one. Every time and I finally boiled it down between 3 different ones. And I had 2 different ones. I was down between 2, and then
I went to a Fry's.
Dallas, you were at a Fry's.
I went to a Fry's.
And you called me and were like, hey, I'm looking at these cases. See, so you care.
Yes.
And you were looking at cases
wanted you to shut up.
person for me. And you were like, oh, this one's actually really nice. It's one of the ones I was looking at. And I was like, okay, cool.
Well, and I'd looked at 2 of the ones you had looked at. One of them was the one that weighed 40-something pounds.
Yeah.
And I couldn't lift it on the shelf. Like, I went up and pushed up on it.
No.
Didn't budge. I was like, you don't want this.
No,
it's massive.
Yeah.
And it's
really
nice.
The one I really wanted,
really
but
nice.
It was a full tower.
It is massive and heavy.
Yeah. But then you went and looked at the 2 I was actually considering.
Yeah, the other one was nice.
And the one that was like, is this Corsair? It was a Corsair one that everyone was talking about. It was supposed to be really nice. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you looked at the smaller version of that one, which I was also considering. And I was like, I literally was about to order the larger one. It was all tempered glass all around. I was like, okay, it's really nice. I really like it.
Yeah.
And then it was annoying me because the fan situation. I was planning to buy a radiator and get a set of fans with it, and I wanted all the fans to work together. I wanted
to sync up.
Yeah, I could sync up all the colors. Everything would be. I want them all the same. I want them all matching up. And the fan that came in that case, which are programmable, they didn't make a radiator that came with the same fan. It just wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? It's stupid. And so I was like, I'm going to have to either replace the 3 fans that came with it, or like just buy a whole different set, or do something. I was going to have to figure something out. And I got annoyed about that, but I was like, fine, whatever, I'll just get it and just figure that out later.
Yeah.
And then you said, hey, there's this one case.
This one. I was like, this is a really nice case. I was like, it had steel on the top.
Yeah.
Like the steel finishing, and which I really like. One of my old cases was made of steel, which was the really heavy one. It looked great, and I liked it, but it was so really heavy. Yeah. But this one had this nice steel ventilation in the top, and then it has a little accent steel along the tempered glass. I was like, this is really nice.
It's also expensive.
Really expensive.
And you were like, oh, you should look at it. It's really nice, but it is expensive. And
I was like, it's real expensive.
I did look at this case, but I didn't really give it a lot of credit because it was expensive.
Yeah.
And I was like, I started but after you mentioned it, I went and looked at it more, and I'm like, this case is really nice. And it's by the same company, but it comes with their newer fans, which are nicer. One, they have much better, I like the look of them a lot better, and they actually you can get other fans that match it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. But it was more expensive. And I was like, I'm not spending that much on a case.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, I want to see a few more pictures. So I went to the Corsair website, and what do you know? They're having a sale.
Of course.
So
that time of year.
Like $50, $60 off.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's still expensive, but I finally was like, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and buy it. I'm going to buy some fans to go with it. And that's about how much money I was wanting to spend. I'll wait on getting the radiator and the cooling system for my CPU. I don't have to have it. I'll get one before the end of the year. I'm sure I'll buy one. But I'll just wait on that one, and I'll go ahead and buy the case. I really need a new case.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I bought a case. I didn't get everything I wanted, but the case is awesome.
The case is very nice.
And
when you see it in person, it's a really nice case.
I'm super excited about getting it. It'll probably come in next week or so. With the holidays, it's hard to say when it's shipping. Yeah. But I did order some. I went to Amazon and ordered some fans to go with it.
Yeah, you'll get those first.
I'll get them on Tuesday. And yeah, so
speaking of Amazon, I was in Dallas. I saw their fulfillment center.
Yes.
Massive.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Huge.
Yeah.
Just sprawling thing. Anyway, it just baffled me how big it was.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You know how much stuff is on Amazon?
A lot. Well, a couple other things I want to talk about before we run out of time. Yeah. It's been on my list for a couple of weeks now, the Monopoly for Millennials, and I want to have a discussion about it, but we don't have time really. No, so I'll put it off again.
I mean, it's Monopoly for Millennials, and it's a
my
weird
main question is, who's this for?
Millennials?
No, it's not.
Who think it's funny? I don't know.
I don't think it is.
Old people who think it's funny to make fun of millennials? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know who it's for.
I don't know who it's for, and I don't understand.
It's interesting that they made it.
It is interesting they made it.
I think that's
but it's kind of depressing, too. There's a new DLC coming for Civ 6.
Yes.
They have a trailer out for it. It comes out February 14th, so it's a little ways away, but it's called Gathering Storm.
Okay.
And it's interesting because it has weather effects and natural disasters and global warming you affect.
That's cool.
It's really interesting. And there's also a new thing where it's a adds World Congress, so you can work as a planet
like
too.
UN
so you can. One of the goals is like averting the damage to the planet and stuff. So so
that's kind of
cool.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, I may have to check it out when it comes out.
Okay.
Also a trailer for the Black Mesa Zen level.
Oh, really?
Came
I
out.
Missed that, yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah?
It looks really good. Like, by comparison to the original, doesn't look the same at all. Which, I understand, the reason it's taken so long for it to come out, for that last they put a lot of time into it, and also they redid the whole thing. So because the original game is not a very big part.
Yeah, it's not a very big part of the game. It's
it's
apparently the game, but it's just kind of a bunch of little things.
Yeah, and it's like a 6-hour part now.
Oh wow!
And it looks great. Still not coming out till next year.
Okay,
like second quarter next year. So next summer.
So 2020 we should expect
probably.
Okay.
And it looks great though.
Okay,
go check it out. It's really very colorful.
Yeah,
a lot more colorful than the original.
Yeah.
In terms of dynamic color.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I saw a deal. apparently they're not making. We got the Steam Link.
Yes.
For
they're
a deal.
phasing it out. Yeah.
They're phasing them out.
Yeah.
They're almost all gone.
Yeah. They had a sale again on them.
I'm sure.
Yeah, for this.
Probably don't try to get them all gone.
Yeah, like $5 you can grab one.
So
they're cool. I know one
useful.
day I'll have a setup where I'll have my TV in a living room.
Yeah.
And I'll want to actually stream stuff to it, and it'll be great for that. But I bought it just because it was cheap and just to try it out.
It's cool. I like it.
It's cool.
So
go grab one while you can.
Yeah, if you want one, you better get it because they're going to still support it, but they're not going to make the hardware anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up now.
Yeah, sure. Please go to our website at deafandumb.com. That's DEAFNDUMB.com. And please like and comment and let us know how we're doing. And we're going to keep putting out an episode every Monday. Mm-hmm. We have been for 45 weeks.
Yep.
And if that doesn't say something, I don't know what does.
I don't know what we're trying to say.
I don't know either. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Dan May.
And I'm Dudley May, and this has been Deaf and Dumb.